Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a Dadbod to Daddy transformation vlog, and today was leg day, and means we started with back squats. So I did my ramp up here, so kind of what I'm doing you guys see with a lot of my my classic lifts right now, because I am pretty much power building, it's mostly bodybuilding, but I do heavy singles with my squat, bench, and deadlift. So decided today I do want to do more squatting than just the one heavy single, so I wanted to work pause squat. So what I do, I ramp up to my minimum training max, see how it feels, and decide if I want to go heavier or if I just want to go over into all my hypertrophy and other work after that. So today I just stopped. 405 is my baseline on the squat. I do, one of my goals though, even though I'm cutting now, gonna continue to get leaner. I do want to get my squat back up to 500 raw again before I turn 50. Okay, so that is on the to-do list, but cutting and aesthetics do take a priority. But all of that being said, you know, when we look at what do we get out of these movements, the squat brings a lot to the table for hypertrophy, and I think even pause squats do. So I decided I don't like doing rep work on squats, but I feel like I get some of the benefits of it by just doing nice, good pause work, because it does have some time under tension into that lengthened position before I go do like the machines. So there was just a nice, easy 405, and I just called it there. Also dealing with a little stress out of plumbing issue. As soon as I woke up that I'm having some people come deal with, so that kind of threw off my training a little bit. Got a pipe busted in the wall. Fun stuff. So again, but you got to just flow with your training. So did that, and then I dropped down to 365, and I'm like, oh, let's just do a few pauses with little short breaks. I only took about a minute between these. And it's like, just drop it down for a 3 count. Now, I haven't really looked yet at the time bit on the footage to see if it's 3 seconds. But the goal was, I'm like, let's just drop it deep, right? Drop it deep, drop it ass to grass, and try to get a 3 count and then come up, right? You know, rest a minute and repeat. I did 4 of them. I thought about doing more. I could literally do more of these, and I probably should. But I'm like, I haven't done these in just a little bit. I'm probably going to get DOMs, especially with only 1 leg day a week. So I'm like, let's do that. I'm counting this as still a 6 sets for all of it. So, you know, that's kind of the thing. I'm doing 6 hard sets per muscle group, trying to get close to failure, or at least failure on half the sets. So I'm just going to count the squatting towards my roughly 3 total sets. You know, I did a training max. I did 4 pause squats. We'll just count them as low rep sets. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I can train like this and grow, and especially because I did do 3 sets to pretty much to failure on the actual rep work on the machine afterwards. So kind of an important distinction. And I think with a lot of this, I'm just going to keep working on getting heavier. We need to push progressive overload hard again. I did enough volume training for a while. And the thing that I realized for me, people are like, man, you have muscles that came up and everything over time. But those came up even with the lower volume phases. The thing that I am really looking at with it is not that I need huge amounts of volume or I don't need heavy training and progressive overload. It's that every muscle needs to get worked. In other words, we need to isolate the biceps every single week. Okay? That's really your keys. It's not about, oh, I need to do 25 sets for a muscle. No, is on top of all your big work, is any muscle that might be lagging getting, you know, at least 3 really hard isolation movements or sets. Something that really comes in and focuses on it. So what am I doing with a lot of this? It's like, I'm training calves, I'm training forearms, I'm training biceps, right? Things like arms get a couple of isolation movements because I'm doing, you know, pull-ups and rows and all that. Okay, fine. But I'm also coming in and I'm doing 2 different types of curls to failure. Okay? And it's not a lot of volume because it's only 3 sets of 2 different types of curls. But they're to failure and they're full range of motion. Okay? There's your context. So like right there, you saw that first heavy set with those. That last rep, I kind of didn't sink it as deep, and then I failed on it. So I'm not even going to count that. Right? So they ended up only being a triple. I don't know why I thought I could go up that much heavier. I thought I was doing 8s with these, but I think I've only been doing 6s. And I didn't even check my notes. I just came in and started training these. All right? So after that, though, so think about what we do here then. What do we do? How do we work with this sort of volume? quality sets to failure. So right here, yeah, we did all the pause squatting. So then come in and do the belt squats. Go ass to grass and then go to failure. Like that was a failed rep. So if you look at that, why would I count that as muscle failure? I stuck. I could not complete that rep, and I had to use the handles to reduce the weight to even lock it. I had to pull on those handles and still almost couldn't lock it out. Almost got buried on those sets, on all 3 of them. So we reached muscle failure. And that is what I'm doing with the training, and that's what needs to be understood. That's how I've been bringing up the weak links and everything else. By just literally training them, of saying, oh, we can do big basic programming. We can focus on progressive overload with fairly modest volumes, but we've got to make sure most of our work is through effective full ranges of motion. We've got to do sets to failure. We've got to add isolation for weak points. So exactly what we see with all this, we have to isolate the biceps. And so I'm training everything. And that is the key to maximizing growth and aesthetics. Is not that we need tons of volume. It's you need to train every single muscle. Even if it's 3 sets of isolation a week for each muscle that might possibly have been shortchanged, that's enough. So I am literally coming in and throughout the week, I'm going to do at least 3 sets for my neck, 3 sets for my calves, 3 sets for my forearms, in addition to all the other stuff. And that, again, that is the method behind what I'm doing these days. And everything else is just because I've been getting leaner with diet. Okay? But if you're going to do this stuff drug-free, that really is the approach. All this nonsense about all this tons of volume, look, guys, I'm going to be honest, I don't think the evidence truly supports that for drug-free lifters. Okay? We need to be focusing on quality work, nice, good myofibular growth, progressive overload with volumes that you can recover from with, again, progressive tension overload. So same thing here, calves. This is the heaviest I've gone on the calves. And it's like, because I don't need a lot, it's like, let's just come in and hit them hard. So I put 405 on the bar today. I could only get 8 reps, and I'm failing pretty much. These hit failure. On these around rep 8, because I knew I was going to fail. So on rep 8, I did a slow, or I tried to squeeze it at the top harder because I knew I didn't have another rep. So then to make sure that we just reach failure. Okay? But even like calves, people forget that. Squats and leg presses and belt squats work your calves, but let's just come in and finish them. Just like with the forearm, same thing. So then I come in here and do a set of hanging leg raises to failure. Finish off my abs for the week. I'll do a few crunches maybe over the weekend. No, the other day I got bored and did 1,000 crunches in one night again. 1,000 crunches. So we can do a little bit of stuff like that. But again, just coming in and making sure everything gets trained hard, even if there's not a lot of volume. No muscle left untouched. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.